Hey guys, Shukesh here, and today let's do a quick speed test in between the Galaxy S20 FE and the OnePlus 8T. Now, as you know, in our region, Samsung decided to include Exynos 990 on their new S20 FE, whereas you get Snapdragon 865 on the OnePlus 8T on the left. Both are supposed to perform equally, but let's see if there is any difference in terms of performance due to the CPU or maybe the Android version, the UI. So you get one UI 2.5 over the Android 10 on the Galaxy S20 FE and Oxygen OS 11 over Android 11 on the OnePlus 8T on the left. Now both devices here support 120Hz refresh rate, and I have set the maximum on both phones. So let's get started with the video, and I will also include fingerprint speed test. First thing I will do is a boot. Let's power off the devices at the same time, and both displays turned off at the same time, but the shutdown process might be going on in the background. Now let's turn on the phones. As you can see, the S20 FE turned on first and it's ready. OnePlus 8T is also booted. So in this first test, the Samsung is the winner. Next, let's check the fingerprint sensors. You get under display optical sensors on both Samsung and OnePlus, but one thing very interesting I have found out, that even if the sensor location is not visible on the Samsung, even not on always on display, it works. Unlike OnePlus 8T, here you need to turn on always on display or the ambient display for it to work. Now let's get started. Let's first keep the screens on, and it seems like S20 FE was slightly faster, maybe because of the animation on the OnePlus. Let's try it once again. Next, let's try it with the screens off. As you have seen, the S20 FE is working without the ambient or the always on display, and if we look closely here on the replay, we can notice that a OnePlus 8T this time responds quicker, but due to the animation it seems slower than it actually is. To make the test fair, let's switch my hands to check if there is any different outcome. So now OnePlus 8T is on my right and the S20 FE is on my left. Once again, they were very close, but the S20 FE seems faster because of the animation on the OnePlus, but maybe the unlocking process is simultaneous on both phones. But in the speed test, we measure the real life speed of devices, so in that regard, I will say the Samsung S20 FE is the winner. In fact, some of the OnePlus fans are not happy with the added animations and transitions on the Oxygen OS 11. It doesn't seem as snappy as before. I mean, it's definitely faster, but maybe because of the added animations, it doesn't seem as snappy as before. You can remove the animations from the developer options, of course. Next, let's see what happens to the user interface and the system apps. Are these affected by the Oxygen OS 11 as well? So let's start with the dialer here. Well, I think they were simultaneous. It's a draw definitely. There we have the messaging app, and once again they were very close, neck and neck. Next we have the system contacts menu, and once again it's a draw. One thing to notice here, like iOS, OnePlus is also showing a screenshot of the app itself while opening to give you an impression of faster opening. Next we have the galleries here, and this time definitely Samsung wins. OnePlus took some time to load the photos and videos. Next we have the cameras, and once again I will definitely choose the Samsung Galaxy S20 FE over the OnePlus 8T. So it's really interesting to see a Samsung device with one UI taking on OnePlus like this. This time maybe OnePlus was slightly faster by a millisecond or two. It's not like OnePlus is slower in this speed test, but The One UI 2.5, which is also on the flagships like Note 20 Ultra, is doing a great job here on this calendar application. Also, I think Samsung was slightly faster. So maybe OnePlus should tune the Oxygen OS 11 a little bit more here on the system file manager. Also, we get a better result on the Samsung Galaxy S20 Fan Edition. Let me also quickly check the camera shutter, and once again Samsung is doing a better job. I don't know what happened to OnePlus, but OnePlus 8T seems kind of off. If you're really into OnePlus, you should definitely check OnePlus 8 Pro, a much better phone than this OnePlus 8T. A little bit costlier, but still that's worth it. Or you can go for the Samsung S20 FE. On the user interface, I think they are both very fast. There is no complaints, and once again, 80 is not slower, but the One UI is much more tuned and it offers a much faster experience. That's all in this very interesting speed and fingerprint test. I hope that it was useful. Consider subscribing to Gadgets Portal and check my other videos in the description below.